I had gone in for really severe back pain to the hospital. They had told me that they were sorry, but that I had stage 4 breast cancer and it had metastasized throughout my bones and specifically very aggressively through my spine and into my liver and into my lymph nodes, and that I needed to get on immediate treatment. Hi, I'm Karla Stevens Tolstoy, and I was born in 1969. So this year is a pivotal year because I turned 50. And I had a different imagination, I guess, different plans for my 50th year, which was going to be made up of travel. My son is 18 and was taking a gap year. And my husband and I were going to travel. I worked extensively through Europe, and I wanted my son to experience, I wanted to take him to Rome for the first time, and I wanted to take him to Bucharest, where I'd worked in Romania. And I just had all these plans. And although I'd not been feeling great for the last few years, it was diagnosed as just I needed to work better on my core and I needed to get into better shape. And maybe mentally, I had to find out why maybe I was sleeping all the time and was I depressed and what had caused that depression and really get down to the root of things. I always used to think that when I met someone or heard of a family member that got breast cancer and they told me that their breasts were removed, or they, I would always think like, wow, that must be serious. For them to get their breasts removed, that must be really serious cancer, And then when I asked them, I said, okay, great, when do we remove my breasts? And they said, oh, no, we don't do it for stage 4, it's too serious. We don't want to risk the surgery with you, and there's really no point now because it has metastasized through your body. And I think that I was just like, what? No, that's not, no, there's all these runs for breast cancer, and there's all these new bras, and there's all these new women's movement where you get a breast removed and you're cured. And I was really shocked when I was like, no, it just doesn't work like that. And I describe, this past year as one massive learning curve, not only about cancer, but about life in general, and how do I now want to spend my new kind of life and what is my new normal. I just didn't even know what services, or I didn't even know it was available because it was so new to me, the process. There could be someone that can come to you and talk about talk therapy, they can even come with you and talk about and do Reiki, or there's a bunch of services that are offered. And I was like, really, how does this all work? And then there's Anna, who came to do Reiki on me, and I've had a little bit of experience with Reiki in the hospital, and it had worked really well. And for a lot of people, I think they'd be like, Reiki, what's that? It's really not that known for people, but once you experience it and you let yourself open up to it, it's a very, very healing experience. And so Anna comes and she does energy work on me, which is very fascinating because I do believe we're all energy fields, and I do find it interesting that if I'm feeling, anxiety or anything like that, she does teach the breathing exercises, but then she does also do energy work to kind of calm your system down. There is a natural staging of grief that happens when you find out that you have something that's not curable. And to find out that, I'll always be in pain. I try to be really honest and authentic with how I tell my cancer story. I don't try to pretend that life was perfect before I got cancer. A lot of people idealize their life, but there's a lot of things that cancer's brought me that made my life better. It sucks that I'm in a palliative state, but there has been things that it's brought me that are really blessings. You know, it really makes you focus on things important. It made me deal with a lot of my own shit, because in order to focus on your health, you got to get rid of the negative space in your head to make way for like new space to try to be healthy. But I do think that without this, people would be in much worse condition, and that getting somebody to talk to and somebody to, you know, visit you and spend time with you is priceless for probably every patient that's in palliative.